How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Manatee Gaming. It is finally time for Runescape Dragonwilds. I'm so excited for this. I am a huge survival crafter fan, so as soon as I heard about this, I was super excited. I was really hoping I was going to be part of the early access, but I was not, unfortunately. But now it's finally time to try it out. So here is the intro scene right here. Looks pretty good so far, the cutscene. Dragons! When I saw like the preview thing, the dragons looked so cool. Actually, like the combat looked really good. Fun. I always do enjoy this storytelling, like the Jagex does. I may not really like the lore that much. It's just kind of like convoluted a bit, in my opinion, but I do enjoy like a lot of the side quests and stuff, like the lore from those, like the smaller quests. Okay, RuneScape Dragonwilds, so excited. All right, so right here is the character creation. So running through the character creation, it's got some pretty basic body types. You only really got two options. You got your different skin colors like usual. We can't use the onyx skin color like we can in RuneScape, or the green one, unfortunately. Got some little bit of variation for the rest of the facial features. Nothing wild. My guy kind of looks like he's high, no matter how you make his face. The hairstyles, I feel like we could have got a little bit more creative with the hairstyles. It was missing some of the classic RuneScape hairstyles, which I was a little bit bummed out about. But they're not terrible. Maybe we'll get some more hairstyles and different like body features and stuff. Like maybe we can make ourselves something more than just one size man or something after the actual release, because it's early access. All right, got some facial hair here, got some basics. Now we're going into the actual world. So the intro area is kind of cool. It gives me like a little bit like Zelda vibes. Also like Elden Ring coming out of the temple vibe, although this is not very Elden Ring-like, but this area kind of makes me think of that. We got the wise old man, fan favorite. He looks pretty cool, and like seeing him in a non-cartoonish look is pretty cool. I mean, it's still kind of cartoonish. This game reminds me of Fortnite. And there's the dragon, the first experience of the dragon. And we see Doric. Lots of quests with this guy in RuneScape. And we get our first quest. And this is kind of like what the Gathering looks like. So the targeting is a little bit annoying. You do have to kind of be accurate to where you're pointing in order to pick up things, which is slightly annoying. But it is very pretty. Like the game itself is really great colors. Here's kind of like the basic combat hand-to-hand. It gets better later, don't worry. Gathering some stone here. As you can see, I'm struggling a little bit trying to pick it up because of how the targeting is. I do hope they make it a little bit wider on the targeting. This is kind of like the basic crafting. We're going to get a stone logging axe. You are able to get higher level equipment, like we go from stone axes to bone axes. They are pretty significantly better. Leveling up wood cutting. Woo! What's up? Level 2. 97 levels to go. The sounds are pretty great. That's why I'm not really saying much right here. I want to let you guys hear the sounds. We'll speed it up a minute here. Leveling up again. Level 3. What I do like is that when you do cut these logs, they do like go into your inventory. You don't have to pick them up afterwards, which is nice. That would have been really annoying. And then you do unlock like new abilities too. Like, so I have the overhead chop now, which does more damage, which means faster XP rates, as a RuneScape player would say. As you can see how the log rolls around, it can be really annoying. It can sometimes like just roll around, like roll down a hill or something. So that'd be nice if they fixed that a bit too. Here's our first pickaxe, and this is mining rune essence. So the rune essence spot kind of reminds me of divination. I was halfway thinking it was divination when I saw it. But what I like about this though is you are getting mining XP and runecrafting XP at the same time while you're mining these. So there's a rune crafting level and a mining level. This is a really cool feature to be able to get both the XP at the same time, and also being able to just get rune crafting XP by gathering. Okay, I kind of messed this up in the beginning. I placed 2 of these. I don't even know why I did. I was just kind of messing around with placing them. But it does give you construction XP, so not a waste. And so you can place these altars anywhere you want to in this game. It's not like regular RuneScape where you have to go to an altar. You can actually place them anywhere you want, and then you can just go ahead and craft whatever runes you want to right from the altar. It's really, really fast crafting. You craft the whole stack at once, like whatever amount you're doing. And it's pretty generous on the XP, as you can see. And now we have enough for our first spell. And that is going to be air magic, which lets us jump super high and kind of glide down low. You'll find out later on, though, that it doesn't permanently glide down low. Spoiler alert. But it looks pretty cool. And then we got Vanaka, which he did not give me a Slayer task. I mean, I guess he kind of did, but it wasn't actually Slayer. I really, really hope they do Slayer in this game, because if not, it's going to be a big bummer. Here's what like combat looks like with a weapon. The club is a little bit clunky, but overall the combat's not terrible. It's not the best in the world. It's not terrible. You see I'm kind of trying to figure it out. When you're stammed out like that, it'll actually stun you back. So you do have to have stamina to block with. And you do get XP per hit, so it's old school RuneScape style. And boom, there's a perfect guard. So if you guard right at the time they're about to hit you, then it does a perfect guard, which stuns them back, which is really nice. And I just unlocked a new ability too, so you do get more weapon abilities. It's not just swinging. Now I have this like jumping strike, it's pretty cool. Now we can put it all together. Perfect guard, jumping strike, and then slash him out. It's pretty fun. Like, it's really not bad. I'm not a big fan of the club, but... And here is me trying to build a house. This was a bit of a struggle, so I started laying down my foundation. I was like, I'll put like a 3x3 house and start with that. I don't quite know what I did wrong with this, and I guess I'll figure it out. But as I was building this house like this, what I realized is that you have to have like enough support in order to put all the pieces together to make like a house this big. And I don't know yet exactly how you do the supports, but yeah, you'll kind of see here in a second how I just kind of scrapped this house. But we're gonna add the doorway, but I don't have enough materials, so we're gonna go get some more. Here's the new wood cutting ability. This is awesome, by the way. Boom! So cool. Gives you a big boost of woodcutting XP too. You do need to go kill some animals and stuff. These drop the bones. The animal bones are used for making some of the stations in your house. But now we're back at the house here. And I did make my door. And you're gonna see here in a second how it didn't quite work out the way that I wanted it to. But the building is nice though. It's like a simple snap feature. It is really easy to build in this game. I will say that. That part's great. But right about here, I'm like, okay, it didn't really work out. So we made our house a lot smaller, that way that the structure actually supports itself. Made a bed, and it's off to combat. Now right now in early access, you are not able to train your magic in your range. You can use them, but they don't level up. Which sucks, because magic seems far superior to melee. Like, melee's pretty decent. As you can see, it's not terrible. But the magic is so cool, and even at level 1, since you can't level it up, it just seems clearly better. Here we got our first chest. And the loot is actually pretty good. We got some runes and stuff. We also got a new, what would you call it? A new recipe to build the wooden bin piles. So you'll be able to get new recipes and stuff as you open up chests. And this is going towards another quest. I won't give too many spoilers. You are, spoiler alert there, you are going to see how this little short quest ends, but I'm not going to show you the part after that. I'll try to keep the spoilers away for people who haven't played yet. And we get our first, well, not first book, we get another book in a chest, and then we see our first actual dragon. so cool. I'm trying to attack it. I thought you could fight it, but I guess it's kind of like an intro. He throws down these poison puddles that do a lot of damage if you touch the poison puddle. Now the game doesn't make it too clear what you're supposed to do here, actually, because you seemingly can't go anywhere. But I found that I could sneak around that. And then after that, just kind of goes away. And then right here, you'll see as I was trying to go to the next part of the quest with the jump, how it says it slows your fall. Yeah, it doesn't totally slow the fall. And just like classic RuneScape, all my stuff is gone. But it is pretty easy to get your stuff back. As you can see, just literally go to your gravestone. I didn't see a timer on the gravestone, so it does seem like it's just persistent. If you double death, I don't know if it's gone. I haven't tried that out, but let's not try that out. Overall, the game is pretty fun. So as you look at your skills here, we do go through our different skills, and you do unlock like stamina cost buffs and everything on your weapons. You also unlock new abilities, new stuff for like combos. You can even do like this Tempest Shield, so it looks like it's not just magic that levels up like magic abilities, like we need to cast this one with runes as well. So it's some pretty cool variation. Unfortunately, you can't do magic in range yet, which really sucks because those do seem really cool, as I was saying before. And then, yeah, mining and everything, you get more critical hit chance, so you do get like faster mining and stuff and new abilities as you go through. Cooking, looks like that mostly is unlocking like some new abilities for cooking. Might get into like looking at more of these things later. We also have Bones to Peaches, which is pretty cool. So we do see like a lot of the classic stuff from RuneScape in here, which is pretty awesome. Somehow, runecrafting is actually one of the fastest skills in this game, even though that normally in RuneScape it's like one of the slowest. I don't know. I guess they were finally like, you know what? Let's make it is the fastest thing we can do. It's pretty crazy. This right here is the map so far. So I'm obviously going to be trying to explore a lot more of this map, but this is what it looks like right now. I've only got a very, very small portion of it opened up. Oh, what I will say, though, is this game is like, it's kind of like a Valheim enshrouded Fortnite feeling game. Like the graphics and stuff kind of look like Fortnite. It also makes you use your Epic Games to log in, which I thought was interesting. But we also have like these foggy areas. Not this foggy hidden part here, but when you go in like the Whispering Swamp, for example, it is full of fog and stuff. Reminds me extremely of Enshrouded. I do know that when they came out with this game, when they were developing it, they were talking about it being very similar to other games, but it is suspiciously close to a reskin of some other games, which I'm not sure how big of a fan of that I am. But what I will say, though, positively about it, is that it might be a reskin of some other games like Enshrouded and stuff, but it does feel, you know, very RuneScape-y with the different RuneScape aspects to it. So that part, it's kind of like, do you want to play RuneScape mod Enshrouded? Well, that's kind of how it feels. Also, you can go through like your different things in here, like recipes and stuff, which is pretty cool. You can see like required materials and everything, which is nice because if you forget like what stuff you need to be able to craft things, then you can just simply look in here. That part's pretty cool. Gathering is pretty fun, as when we gather this flax right here. We're going to go back into the house, and I can show you like how this works. The crafting is actually pretty fun. And also, one of the cool things too is when you gather any resources, like even if I pick up rocks or whatever, it actually gives you XP for the related skill. So I don't actually have to chop a tree to get woodcutting XP. I can just pick up a stick and get woodcutting XP. I've already shown you how the rune crafting works, but if you look at something else like the spinning wheel, for example, I'm sure if you've played RuneScape at all, then you probably spun flax into bowstring. Well, now it makes basic thread instead, but when you click this, then you can just leave it, and it actually just crafts on its own, much like a lot of crafting games are like that. We're going to put some animal hides in here to get some leather. We'll go to this cooking pot here. We can kind of combine some recipes too, like I've got some raw bird meat, which is chicken. And we've got our ash logs for resource, but add some potatoes and we can make the stew. And then as you can see, I just start getting some XP while we are, you know, just running around. One thing I will say that's a little bit unfortunate is that this game does feel like the actual like drinking and eating aspect, so the thirst and hunger bars, and the rest, it doesn't quite feel like it matches yet. It kind of feels like it's more out of place than other crafting games, like other survival games. Maybe because of how the game looks or something, I don't know, but to me it just feels like it doesn't quite fit. It just seems like it's on here to make it into a survival game. I don't really feel like it was totally necessary, but anyway, it's here. Nothing we can do about it now, right? But if we add like some other resources here, we can make like some things. I don't have enough to make this, but oh, we can put this meat here. Now we can make the beef stew. I got 2 cabbages, but yeah, whatever. Get some cooking XP. And that one's still crafting, but we can pick these up right here, and boom. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about your first look. It's pretty cool. I think overall, like, it's definitely got some promise to it. I'm really, really excited to see when it comes out, when they come out with new things, like, actually being able to do range and magic. I'm really, really excited about those. Because you can craft, like, the magic stuff, the range stuff in here, but we're just not really able to level up the skills themselves yet. But anyway, definitely gonna come out with more content for this. Let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll see you in the next one.